Hi guys, welcome to our channel Selenium Tech Automation. So today I'm going to discuss about what are all the sequential models we can have inside our manual testing part. So in interview perspective I'm telling about these concepts. It is very important and most important questions when you are attending for any interviews. So first they will ask you about what is an SDLC, that is software development life cycle. So inside software development life cycle, what are all the models we can have? So in software development life cycle, as you can see, there are few phases we can have. The first phase is gathering the requirements, the second one is planning, the third one is design phase, and the fourth one is coding phase, the fifth one is testing, the final outcome is delivery and maintenance. So these are all the phases from software development life cycle. So at the same time, so in SDLC model, we will explain how various development activities carried out throughout our project. Various development activities, like for bigger projects, how that activity is going on. For smaller projects, what is the approach what they are following, with the help of which approaches they are doing this delivery and maintenance part. So coming to that, in SDLC models, in software development lifecycle model, we can have two models there. So the first one is sequential model and the second one is incremental model. So the first one is sequential model, in the sense sequential models are well suitable for developing small size of projects. Okay, sequential models are well suitable for developing small size of projects. Okay, in sequential models all developing activities are implemented step by step for the entire project. Here in sequential model, for example, there is a one small requirement, like where one business customer, for example, there is one small restaurant was there. So for that restaurant he needs one application, so where he can have all his products which are available in his restaurant according to the rates what they fixed, like MRP rates what that restaurant got fixed, that one, and what kind of foods are available and what kind of beverages available and what kind of ice creams or flavors which are available inside that restaurant. So they will make list out all these products inside their requirements. Okay, so once that requirements are full fledged, so then they will go some vendor, like where they can expect some builded application to see all their information. Just now what I discussed with you, like product details, along with the details they will have some MRP prices and what are all the kinds of flavor that food is available. Okay, for example, in the morning we can have some breakfast items, at the same time we can have some cool drinks and coffees and milk and tea, and as well as along with that in the afternoon session we can have some biryanis as well, and also we can have some chicken related items and mutton related items, some seafood. So and in the evenings they can provide us as snacks and also some cool drinks and also some alcoholic, non-alcoholic products. So what are all the products available in their restaurant? So for these requirements they went to some organizations where they can build one application and deliver to that particular restaurant owner. So that is their requirement. For this requirement you can see here, this is very small kind of project where everything is completed, so then only that restaurant owner will get that application soon. Like it won't take much time to build their application and giving to that customer, I mean customer, that is restaurant owner. So with this requirement this project will be like that, like it will be applicable for only some small kind of projects where that application size is very small and which will be developed and given to the customer and delivered to the customer within a specific period of time. Okay, in sequential models all development activities are carry forward step by step for the entire project, okay. in sequential model in sequential model all steps are carry forward by step. Okay, in so there are in sequential models we can have two kinds of models here which is suitable for very smaller applications. The first one is waterfall model and the second one is V model. Okay, the first one is waterfall model and the second one is V model. So here you can see this diagram. Here I am discussing about what is a waterfall model here. Okay, what is a waterfall model here I am discussing about. So the first one is you can see here that first one is requirement analysis, means where the customer provides some requirements as per his requirements to the company or any client to build his application from that client side. Okay, so here customer what he will do, he will give all the information to the organizations or companies to build their application, right? So here that business requirements is collected from the customer in the form of raw information, that is called customers. Okay, for example, I am the restaurant owner, I am having all these requirements to build my application. For that reason I am going with all these requirement to that particular company or organization to build my project in such a way that where users can come and have their food, and also they can able to pay their amount for the product what they have just now collected or to eat. So once that is done, so the next phase is here in the requirement analysis we can have system requirements, right, like functional requirements as well as non-functional requirements. And once that requirement analysis phase got done, then they will go back to designing phase. Here design means high level design as well as low level design. Okay, high level design and low level design. Okay, so here as per the requirements, are very clear, there will be some chances of there will be if the requirements are very clear, there will be no chance to make any mistakes from that company side. Okay, if the requirements are not clear, again this customer have to go to that particular company to build and to change the requirements as per the current requirements. Okay, so during this design phase, so they can have some coding part as well as some requirements like high level design and low level design as well. So once this design phase is clear, then they will go back to the development phase where they can see that piece of code which is developed by the developers. Once that is done, then the next phase, once the coding part is done, that code needs to be tested by whom? That testers is going to test the developed code whether that application is working fine or not on their developed environments. Once that is done, we have to test it on our test environments. Once the testing got completed, then only it is going under maintenance. Okay, then only it is going to the maintenance part. During this testing part, we have to validate as per the requirements that application is working or not, or the user can able to access the particular application or not. We are going to test in this phase. Okay, so once that is done, it is going to be the maintenance part. Okay, it is going to maintenance part. Okay, once that maintenance part is done, then that company is going to hand over the product to the owner of that particular customer. So these are all the phases we can have inside our waterfall model. Okay, these are all the phases we can have inside our waterfall model. Okay, so the key points in waterfall model are: waterfall model is basically used for project with small and there are no uncertain requirements. Okay, if the requirements are very clear, then only that project is coming under waterfall model. And also waterfall model is suitable for only very small projects only. Okay, in this each phase must be completed fully before the next phase can begin. Okay, for example, there is some requirement analysis, design, development, testing, maintenance, right? So here once the requirements are very clear, so then only they are going to start their design. Once these designs got completed fully, then only the development stage will begin from here. Once this developed code or that application is completely built by the developer, so then only they will give that to testers to test on their environments. Once this tester will do all kind of validations on that particular given application code or product, so then only it is going to be end of the maintenance phase. Okay, means here each and every phase should be clear before going to the next phase. Okay, in this each phase must be completed fully before the next phase can begin. Okay, and at the end of the each phase a review takes place to determine if the project is the right path or whether or not to continue or discard the project. Each phase, okay, at the end of each phase there is some review which is going to takes place by the respective people who are working on that current project and determining if that project is going on the right direction or not. Okay, it's going on the right direction or not. If it is not going in the right direction, so then they will immediately discard on the same phase. Okay, if something went wrong on the development phase, they can discard during the development phase only. They won't give the developed code to the tester with some defects or some problems during that phase. So once the tester is fully tested on that particular application or validations or something, then tester will approve this to go for the maintenance phase. Okay, what are the advantages of waterfall model? Here advantages of waterfall model are: waterfall model works well for small kind of project where requirements are very clear and understood. Okay, if interviewer asks you what are the advantages of waterfall models, means you can tell him like waterfall model works well for small kind of projects where requirements are very clear and very well understood. This model is simple and easy to understand and use. Okay, this waterfall model is very simple to understand as well as to use also. Okay, what are the advantages of waterfall model? Here waterfall model makes or works well for small kind of projects where the requirements are very clear and very understandable format. So then this model is simple and very easy to understand as well as to use as well. Okay, to use as well. So here the main the one more thing is, what are the disadvantages of waterfall model? Once an application is in the testing stage, once the developed application is in testing stage, it is very difficult to go back and change something that was not well throughout in the concept stage. Okay, what is the disadvantage here? Once the developed application is moved to the testing phase, here it is very difficult to go back and change something, okay, that was not well throughout the concept stage. Okay, throughout in the concept stage. Okay, and not a good model for complex, and it is poor model for long projects. Okay, it is not a good model. For example, there is one banking application, so for that application that waterfall model is not suitable because that banking application is very complex than the restaurant application. So that's why waterfall model is not suitable for the big applications, and also it is very poor model for long projects. You can see here ERP projects as well as this one, like as you know, like banking projects. So these are all the long duration projects. For these projects this waterfall model is not suitable. Okay, this waterfall model is not suitable for bigger projects. And until unless you are going to deliver the whole product, you don't have any software. Okay, you are not going to give any kind of software until unless it is going to develop fully. Okay, so here no working software is produced until late during of life cycle. Okay, late during life cycle, here it is not possible to give any piece of developed software application to the customer until unless it is going to be complete. So these are the disadvantages of waterfall model. Okay, so comparing, like here I told you, like in SDLC model we can have two kinds of models. One is sequential model and the other one is incremental model. Okay, in sequential model you can consider as waterfall model and V model. In V model is suitable for, and also I told about waterfall model, right? Waterfall model is basically, it is applicable only for smaller projects. You have to wait until the last phase is going to complete. Before that you don't expect any software to be delivered to the customer. Where the requirements are clear, then only we can go with this waterfall model. Whereas V model is also applicable for smaller projects only. As per the requirement not clear, chances of making mistake is more, so testing it reduced right from the beginning in the V model. Okay, once that development move to testing phase, here if there is any issues, again you have to go back to the requirement analysis phase. So whereas coming to the incremental model, like now we done with sequential model, that is waterfall model and V model. Now we are going to see about incremental models. Okay, under incremental models we can have various kind of models, right? Various kinds of models. That one is, I mean, incremental model is applicable for the bigger projects, right? So the first model here is RAD model, that is rapid application development model, and the second is spiral model, and the third one is prototype model, and the fourth one is agile model. Here incremental model means, incremental model is applicable for where the project duration is long or where the projects are bigger. So then only we will go for incremental models. Okay, then only we will go for incremental models. Inside that incremental models, what are the models we can have? Here rapid application development model, that is RAD model, and the second one is spiral model, and the third one is prototype model, and the fourth one is agile model. Okay, and the fourth one is agile model. Here incremental models are well suitable for developing big size of projects. Okay, incremental models are incremental models are very well suitable for developing the big size of projects, like RAD model, that is rapid application development model, and spiral model, and prototype model. The last one is agile model. These are the best example models of incremental models. Okay, these are the best examples of, let me save this one. This is for waterfall model, right? So let me save this one, waterfall model. Let me provide some text here, that is waterfall model, and V model. Okay, these are all comes under sequential models. Okay, these are all comes under sequential models. So the next one is incremental model. The next one is incremental model. Okay, so that's all about waterfall model and V model. So let me save this one, and I will show you how that incremental model will looks like and what are all the different models we can have. I will show you here waterfall model. Let me save this one on desktop. Okay, waterfall model. So now I will tell you about incremental models. Okay, incremental model. So as I told, incremental models. Okay, incremental models. Okay, the first one is incremental models. Okay, this is incremental models. Here also the first one is, what is the first one here? The first one is RAD, that is rapid application development model. Rapid application development model. The first one is rapid application development model. The second one is, what is the next one? What is the next one? That is spiral model. And the third one is prototype model. The third one is prototype model, and the fourth one is agile model. Okay, and the fourth one is agile AGILE, agile model. Okay, here I will show you the first one, that is rapid model. Okay, the first one is rapid model. Okay, the first one is rapid model. I will take here an eclipse. I will draw here. This is for big projects. Okay, big project. Okay, this is big project. Inside this one we can have different modules, module 1, module 2 and module 3. Okay, module 1, module 2 and module 3. This one is module 1, this one is module 2 and this one is module 3. Okay, here I can write a line here, module 1. Here also requirements, planning, okay, designing, coding and testing. Okay, in the same way, requirements, planning, designing, coding, testing. Sorry, requirements, planning, design, coding and testing. Here also requirement, planning, coding, designing and testing. Okay, there are, what are all the phases we have? First one is requirement, next planning, next design, okay, next design, next coding, and then last one is testing phase. Okay, these are all the modules we can have. Okay, for example, module 1. Okay, the second one is module 2, the third one is module 3. Okay, here it is for RAD model. Okay, it is for RAD model. So here in increment models we can have rapid application development model, spiral model, prototype model, agile model. Inside this rapid application development model we can have different kinds of modules here, that is module 1, module 2, module 3. Because this is a big project, we have to cut down that big project into different modules. For example, there is one email application. So in the module 1, first module here is, that is requirement, then planning, then design, then coding, then testing, then delivery and maintenance, right? So here also in the same way, in module 1, what we can consider here, the first module is login page, the second module is home page, and the third module is your wish, like composing email or sending email or outbooks. Our is some scenario where we can check that outbox is currently working or not. The second module is like home page, where user can see that inbox. Inside that inbox you can see all his emails. Inside that we can have some starred messages, also primary messages, also we can have promotions or some social kind of related emails. So all those we can consider under module 2. So during this module 2 we are going to develop that kind of scenario. Okay, so likewise we have to cut down the whole project into different kind of modules. Okay, in RAD model is well suitable for bigger projects. Okay, in short time, okay, bigger projects we have to develop and test, and we have to give it in a smaller time only or shorter time. In RAD model, a big path divided into modules, right? As I told, in this RAD model, that is rapid application development model, we have to divide this big project into different models. Every module will be considered as a separate project. As I told, this is one login project, this is one home project, this is one any kind of like outbox project or spam project or deleted items project. Okay, so these we can consider all these three modules as a three different projects. Okay, all these three as a different projects. Once all modules are completed and implemented and tested, the project will deliver to the customer. Okay, once that login page is completed, home page is completed, and the third module is outbox or deleted items, that scenario we can consider it as a project. Once these all three got completed, then only we will deliver this to our, okay, once these got completed, we will deliver this to the customer. Okay, we will deliver this to the customer. Okay, deliver to the customer, right? Once all modules developed or implemented or tested, will deliver to the customer or client, right? Will deliver or customer to the client, right? Okay, once everything got completed, then only you are going to deliver this developed application to the customer in a shorter time. Okay, in a shorter time we are going to deliver this one to the client. So it is little expensive model because it demands more man resources. Okay, within a shorter time, if we are going to develop all these modules, so then it will require more number of human resources to develop all these modules into a project, right? So that's why it is very expensive model, okay, compared to agile model as well as prototype model as well as spiral model. Okay, so here RAD model is little expensive compared to different models. Okay, this is all about RAD model. If interviewer, if you ask him, if he will ask you like this, we can draw this diagram like RAD model. It is a big project and it also needs to be developed in smaller or time or shorter time, and also we have to divide this big project into different modules, where each module is having some phases like requirements phase, planning phase, designing phase, as well as coding, testing and maintenance. All these modules will combinedly to get as an output that is big project, which needs to be more human resources to develop within a shorter time. So once all modules got developed or implemented or tested, will deliver to the customer or client. Okay, this is all about RAD model. Okay, now we will see what is a spiral model. Okay, what is a spiral model, I will tell you. Let me control Z everything. Okay, okay, next spiral model, right? Next one is spiral model. The next model is spiral model. Here the spiral model is very well suitable for developing maintenance project where there are frequently changing requirements. Okay, spiral model is very well suitable for developing maintenance projects where there are frequently changing the requirements. Okay, where there are frequently changing the requirements. For example, there is some ABC company. For example, there is some ABC company. This is called ABC company. Okay, this is called ABC company, and okay, let me show you. I will tell you clearly about spiral model. So the next one is, for example, there is some Airtel company. There is some Airtel company called Airtel. Okay, company called Airtel. Okay, company called Airtel. So here spiral model is very well suitable for developing maintenance projects where there are frequently changing requirements. Requirements are not clear, they will change each and every time. Okay, for that, here that ABC is a company, right? Here that there ABC is a company. Here ABC is one company. Okay, for example, ABC is a company. Okay, ABC is a company. So where Airtel is a customer. Okay, where Airtel is a customer, right? Where Airtel is a customer. So this Airtel having some requirements, those called as, this is the first requirement. Okay, this is called first requirement, and again one more requirement, and again one more requirement, and again one more requirement is there, and again one more requirement came. They came to the ABC company to change their requirements. Likewise, the requirements will keep on increasing. Okay, likewise the requirements keep on increasing. Okay, until unless they will be satisfied. Okay, these are called as requirements. Okay, these are called as requirements. Or okay, and here also one R. Okay, and here also one R, and also here also you are having one more R, and also here also you can have one more R. These R's are called as requirements. Okay, here R is called R equals to requirements, right? R is called requirements. Okay, R is called requirements. Okay, spiral model is well suitable for maintenance projects where the requirements are not clear. Okay, for developing maintenance projects where frequently changing requirements by requirements. For developing a maintenance project where requirements are keep on changing, requirements by requirements where keep on changing, that we can consider it as spiral model. Okay, in this model at first a basic system implemented to meet the current requirement of the client, then system gets updated requirement during maintenance. Okay, automation testing suitable for where the application updates day by day. Okay, automation testing is suitable for the application where it is updating day by day. Okay, here the requirements, for example, today you can have like some recharge vouchers are available, right? Inside your phone pay or Google Pay, or in Airtel side you can have different amounts they are already provided to recharge from yourself. They have already provided some amounts of prices, right? For example, I have to recharge my mobile with 121 rupees. There is some recharge option will be available. Okay, likewise there will be one more option called 399 rupees, likewise 499, 599, 699, 799. So today you can recharge with one offer, I mean one voucher, I mean one recharge. If you do today like 121, tomorrow that 121 rupees was not there, they will reduce that price or they will increase that price to 221 or 321. So likewise they have to build their application. The best example here is where that mobile operator, I mean where the network operators, for example that telecommunication operators companies was there at Airtel or Vodafone or Idea or BSNL. So where they don't have their requirements clearly, they can change every day the requirements. That's why we are call it as spiral model, requirements changing every day, day by day. That's why we are calling it as spiral model. Okay, so then the next model is inside this one, prototype model. Okay, let me clear everything now. The last, not the last, the next model is prototype model, right? Here prototype model is suitable for developing big projects where the requirements are not clear. It is also same as like our previous model, that is spiral model, but here the requirements are not going to change every day by day, but here the requirements are not clear. But in spiral model requirements are clear or not, that doesn't matter, but they will come daily with some new requirements. Okay, so that is the difference between spiral model and prototype model. Prototype model is where the requirements are not very clear, and also it is used to do develop the big kind of projects. Okay, as the requirements are not clear, first develop a prototype, that is a sample, and explain to the customer to get the early feedback. Once customer approved prototype, based upon this all the development will be executed. Okay, here prototype model why means prototype model is used to develop the big kind of projects where the requirements are not clear. As the requirements are not clear, first we develop a prototype, that is a sample, explain to the customer to get the early feedback. Based upon the customer the prototype, based upon this all development activities will be executed. Okay, as the requirements are not clear, first the the company is going to develop a prototype, that is a sample, and explain it to the customer to get some early feedback. When customer is approved that feedback, then only they will go in a kind of prototype. Based upon this, all developments will be executed. Okay, all the development activities will be executed based upon the approvals from the customer. Okay, that is all about prototype model. Okay, here the next one is prototype model, right? The next one is prototype model. The next one is agile model. The next one is agile model. The next one is agile model. Next model is agile model. It is a very most important interview questions, and also nowadays every company is following the same model, that is called agile model. Okay, that is called agile model. So in interview, interviewer will ask you about what is an agile model, what is the difference between agile model and waterfall model. Okay, have you worked with agile methodology, or you get a chance to work in agile model? Okay, you can say how, or now what I'm going to tell, you can tell in the same way during your interview, so that it will help you to get success in your interviews. So the next model is very important model, that is called agile model. In agile model, a big project is going to divide into two modules, then every module further divided into sub modules, that is called sprints, right? So in agile model, a big project divided into modules, then every module furtherly divided into sub modules, that is called sprint. Each sprint planning made for maximum of 10 to 15 days. In agile model, we can have some sprint planning meetings also. That meetings, that the duration of that sprint planning will be maximum 10 to 15 days. For example, for one sprint they will consider some organizations 2 weeks, but some organizations they will take 1 month as well. Here in interviewer, if he will ask you like, what is the duration of your sprint, you can say like, it is depends upon our project, but in our current project we are having for every 14 days we can have one sprint. So where we can get like some new modules, and we can break down that new module into some sub modules. Okay, during the sprints. For example, I will give you one. Okay, I will tell you after this one explanation. So then, why agile model here? Agile model is also suitable for big kind of projects where the requirements are clear or not clear, but it is applicable for long duration projects. Okay, and the advantages of agile model is, the agile model guarantees more customer satisfaction because working software deliver within the less time. Okay, for example, one customer came and with a big project. In that big project he wants to see very small module, that is called login page development or testing. So for that project people will work, resources, humans will work in a shorter time. They can build that login page, and customer can able to see that outcome within a lesser time or shorter time, right? So that is the main advantages of agile model. And the next one is, agile model saves time and money. So agile model, here we are not wasting our time, and also it can save more money as well, and also which requires very less documentation. Regular feedback from the customer results in more quality product. For example, if you run a suitable execution, for one module, so where it is giving you the 100% result, the same result you are going to update your client. Likewise, for every module you are developing and you are testing and you are giving that to the customer within a shorter time, and again customer ask you to do some changes on different requirements. So again you have to take that one, and again you need to start to work on that one. So based upon that, it is very it is very understandable way between you and your customer, where customer will satisfy about your results with more quality and trustful product by end of that product, right, project. So then daily we can have a number of meetings here to help to determine the issues at the same day or same time. Okay, but in waterfall model we don't have that kind of facility, but in agile model we can have a number of meetings where we can keep on touch with our clients or BAs or solution architects or business architects or scrum masters even. Okay, these are the advantages of agile model. Okay, agile model first advantage, what is this one? Agile model guarantees more customer satisfaction because a working software delivered within a shorter time. And also agile model or testing saves money, and also it will saves lots of time. And also agile model requires very less kind of documentation and regular feedback from the customer, resulting more quality product, which is the trustful product from our end. Okay, daily in agile model we can have various kinds of meetings. In upcoming minutes I am going to discuss about those meetings also in the same video today. So these are all the advantages of agile model. Okay, so let me quickly explain you more about agile model. So here, and one more thing, so in English agile means ability to move quickly and easily. The first one is, if you told to interviewer like what is an agile model, you are going to answer means agile is a in English, agile means ability to move quickly and easily. Okay, agile is a collection of software development methodology which works on the iterative and incremental method building. Okay, agile is a collection of software development methodology which works on iterative and incremental method building the software from the very initiation. And also the project development, instead of building all the software at once, we can build piece of product and deliver it to the customer and satisfying the customer within a shorter time. And also, so the overview of agile model here is, in waterfall model a project can take several months to complete and the customer may not get to see end of the product until the completion of the project, right? In agile project we can see the working product in a shorter period and it can take any new requirements or enhance at any stage. During this agile model, once if you develop any code or any product, so we can able to see how it is working, so the same we can develop, you can deliver to your customer or client. Okay, at the same time if the customer or client wants some changes on the developed application, so immediately we can go back and change that requirements. Okay, based upon the requirements we can change the developed application to work as per the requirements. And also agile works by breaking down the project into smaller chunks and then continuously delivering the product in a shorter period. Okay, and here incremental and iterative delivery, it is a keyword where you are telling about agile methodology. Okay, here incremental and iterative delivery, here iterating allow you to move from one blurred unclear idea to realization, going from rough to polish. For example, iterating means it will allow us to move from, there is some blur image, so from that blur image we are going to see some realization. Okay, reality, going from, for example, going from rough place to the polished place where you can see the image clearly. So that is called as incremental. And iterative means that is, and incrementing is more about the delivery. Increment here means more about the delivery. Okay, so let me tell you about agile scrum framework at fingers. Okay, so let me do control Z. Okay, it's a very important concept in our manual testing point of view, I'm telling. For example, let me take this one. For example, this is okay. So here let me draw some images here so that we will understand it easily. this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay, okay, and the next one is, sorry, for example I can take this one. What is this shape name? What is this? Hexagon, pentagon, 5 are there, right? Okay, so the next one is this one. Okay, okay, let me first draw all these, so then you can easily understand what I am doing here. So the next one is, take this rectangle and draw a line here. Okay, so the next one is, okay, I will draw like this. So it is not the continuation. Okay, it is not the continuation, it is also one form of this one. It's not able to. Okay, so here, okay, I will okay, that is fine. So later on I will draw this one. Okay, okay, and the last one is this one. You can also draw the same what I am doing here and explain to your interviewer. If he asked about Agile Scrum framework, okay, what does it mean? Agile Scrum framework. Okay, Agile Scrum framework. Okay, Agile Scrum framework. Agile Scrum framework, right? So here, now let me, I will here, right, Agile Scrum framework. Okay, this is how that Agile methodology will looks like. Okay, you can draw this diagram and explain about this one if you are in interview. So next, what is this one here? So we can divide this into several phases. First, let me quickly create. So the first one is input from customers or team or managers. Okay, inputs from customers, team or managers, right? So next one is, okay, 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 okay. So the next one is here, for example you can say this is as 1, this one as 2, this one as 2, and this one as 3, and this one as 4, and this one as 5. Okay, okay, 5. So next step is, what about this one here? Scrum team. Okay, Scrum team. Okay, the next one is task breakout. Okay, task breakout, right? Select this one. Sorry, for example text, right? Okay, task breakout, sorry, task breakout. Okay, task breakout. So the last one here is finished work, right? Finished work. Okay, so here this one is Scrum team, and here also one Scrum master will be available. I will tell you in clear way. Please wait for some time until unless I will design this one. Okay, from task breakout to okay, okay, after that okay, okay, and here what we can have, okay, next one is okay, next one is here daily stand up, okay, daily stand up meeting, okay, daily stand up meeting, and then here we can have sprint sprint review, right? That is fine. So first here is okay, okay, then this one is hello, okay, 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 so the next one is no, I will tell you about all these things why we are doing like this. Okay, no problem. Okay, this one now control Z I will do, color was not good. Okay, okay, we'll take this color here so that we can able to see it easily. So the next one here is this one, okay, okay, the next one here is okay, the next one here is okay, okay, this is called agile scrum framework. So here also one guy will come, he is called product owner, okay, he is called product owner. No, right, product owner, okay, product owner, that's fine, right? I can change this one to okay, no problem. So let me go to each and every step here, so I can number it as okay, this is the first step, okay, and this is the second step, and the next one is here, the third step, okay, and this is the fourth step, okay. So 1 2 3 and 4, okay, and also 3 we can have here 24-hour sprint, 24-hour sprint, right, 24-hour sprint. And here 1 to 4 week sprint, 1 to 4 week sprint. And here this one about sprint end date and team deliverable do not change, okay. Sprint backlog will come here, okay, sprint backlog, okay, sprint backlog. So later on that one, here finished work is done. Here one guy will came, so I can draw him like puppy master. 1 2 3, no, okay. So next one here is a guy. He is a guy who is having 2 legs, okay. Don't worry, he is a guy, he is also one guy, okay. Here what it will be, sprint retrospective, sprint retrospective, okay, sprint retrospective, okay, sprint retrospective. And here it is also guys will be available here, okay. Okay, here also multiple people will be there, okay. Okay, and here also one guy will be available at this one 1 to 4 sprint. He is a main guy, sorry, he will looks like very beautiful, you know, he is called scrum master, that fat guy, okay. So he's a big guy, like that's why he is having big legs like this, okay. So he is a big guy. So that's all about this one. So first, in the scrum the main roles are, the name itself it is telling the agile scrum framework. So here you can see the first one is product owner, you can see in the diagram the first one is product owner, the next one is scrum master, here he is available, and the last one is scrum team, right, and the last one is scrum team. You can see here where is the word scrum master is available here, and the last one is scrum team, okay. Here the scrum team and he is a scrum master, okay. So let me quickly add that one as well, scrum master, okay, scrum master, that's fine. So here you can see agile scrum framework, okay, agile scrum framework. In the scrum the main roles are, during this scrum agile scrum framework the main roles will be the persons who is called product owner, the next one is scrum master, and the next one is ఏరా ఏమే అటు పెట్టుకో ఊరిక తలుపు దడతా ఉంటావు వచ్చి. The next one is scrum team, okay. The first one is product owner The next one is Scrum Master, and the last one is Scrum Team. Okay, Product Owner, Scrum Team, and Scrum Master. Okay, here product owner means the main person in the complete agile. Okay, he is the guy who is the main person in the complete agile. Okay, he is the decision maker of the complete agile part. The main role here is the product owner. He is the main person in the complete agile and he is the product owner. Okay, the main person in the complete agile is the product owner. Okay, what is a product owner? He is the main person in complete agile methodology and he is the called as product owner, and he is the decision maker of the complete agile part. He is a decision maker. If as per his rules and relations only, this agile methodology will move forward. Okay, so the role of product owner is the complete requirements or the functionalities from the client or customer. Okay, the role of the product owner is getting the role of the product owner is gathering the requirements or functionalities from the client or customer. Okay, who is this guy? Product owner is the main guy during this complete agile, and he is the decision maker to complete the agile product. Okay, he is the decision maker for the whole complete agile part. Okay, so the role of product owner here is he is getting the requirements or functionalities from the client or customer. His role is to get the requirements from the customer or functionalities from the client or customer. In the Scrum, there is no term called as requirements or functionalities. Okay, during this Scrum, there is no term called as requirements or functionalities. Okay, in the Scrum, there is only one team called as stories. Okay, sorry, there in Scrum there is only one term that is called as stories. Stories only we can call, we don't call it as requirements or functionalities during Scrum. Okay, requirements or functionalities term is not available in the Scrum, but only the term which is available here is stories. Okay, in this we can have stories, epic story are there. Okay, in Scrum we can have epic stories. In these epic stories we have a user stories and some tasks. Okay, what is called here, we don't have any terms called requirements or functionalities. In this Scrum we can have only one term that is called story. During the story we can have epic stories. Inside this epic stories we can have only user stories and some tasks. Okay, already we execute some modules, these are called as epic stories. Okay, what we can call here an epic story? An epic story is called as, if we already executed some modules, these are called as epic stories. Complete modules is called as one epic story. Inside this epic story we can have some tasks as well as some user stories as well. By using of the user stories we are going to design the test cases. The main part of the agile is user stories only. Here we don't have any term called requirements or functionalities. We have a term called here as stories. During the stories we can have epic stories. Inside these epic stories we can have tasks as well as user stories. If we execute already some modules, those we can consider as epic story. By using of user stories we are going to design the test cases. The main part of agile is user stories only. Okay, for example I can say here like for example I can say here epic story as epic story. Okay, epic story, this is an epic story. Here we can have different kind of user stories. For example, this one is one user story, this one is one user story. Okay, this one is one user story, and the next one is one user story, and the next one is one user story, and the next one is one user story, next one is one user story. So these are called as user stories. Okay, By taking based upon that user stories only, we are going to design our test cases, right? By taking of that user stories only, we are going to design our test cases. Okay, user stories. Likewise, we can have n number of user stories in a project or a module. Okay, these are called as user stories, right? Here we don't have any term called as requirements or functionalities. These user stories are developed by the product owner only, but the epic stories are designed by the product owner. User stories are going to divide into the tasks and subtasks. Okay, but the epic stories, okay, the epic stories, where see this is an epic story, right, where we can have user stories. User stories, based upon this user story, we are going to design our test cases, right? So likewise, this epic story is designed by who? This guy. This epic story is designed by this guy. Okay, this epic story is designed by this particular guy, that is called product owner. But user stories and everything, who are going to design? As a tester, we are going to design all our test cases based upon the user story. Okay, and he is the product owner is the only person who is going to directly connect with customer or the client. Okay, again these user stories are going to divide into tasks and subtasks. Okay, tasks and subtasks. These user stories are going to again divided into what? Tasks and subtasks. Okay, tasks and subtasks, right? Tasks and subtasks. These user stories is divided into tasks and subtasks. Okay, user stories are going to divide into tasks and subtasks. These are optional. If these user stories are very long, so then only they are going to divided into subtasks. Okay, until unless that is small, there are no division. Okay, if there is big user story, then only they are going to divide into some multiple tasks. So, and product owner is the only person who is going to directly connect with the customer or client, and he is the only person who is having all the rights to decide the stories. Okay, product owner is the only guy to decide the stories. Okay, product owner is the only guy to decide the stories. So after that, we can have here product backlog. So I can tell this one as product backlog. Okay, this is called product backlog. Product backlog, right? Product backlog. Okay, this is called product backlog. Here product backlog means, for example, product backlog means, for example, there is a product called some Wipro product is there, for example soap. Okay, soap is a product. Soap is a product. Product backlog contains all the stories regarding the product. For example, there is one product that is belongs to Wipro. That product is called as Johnson's Baby product is there. So before going to build that product, that Johnson Baby, regarding that particular Johnson Baby soap, okay, regarding that particular product that is called Johnson Baby, all the information is stored into some product backlog only. Okay, here this product backlog contains all the details about the product. For example, in our case, I took it as one Johnson's Baby. Regarding the Johnson Baby product information and everything, all the stories like how they develop, what flavor it is, how that smell is coming, how soon it is dissolving into water, and how much it is affecting, and how it is reacting to the human body. So all these stories are present inside this product backlog. Okay, and product owner owns the product backlog and write stories. Product owner owns the product backlog and write the user story, then prioritize by product owner only, and he decides the release date of that product according to the priority. then only he will give the user stories. Like product owner knows end to end flow of that product. Okay, for example, Johnson baby is there, product owner will know like from starting to end how that product is developed by the team. Okay, so that's why product owner is the guy who is providing us all the user stories and epic also. Okay, so after that we'll come to the scrum master here. Who is a scrum master? Scrum master coordinates the scrum process of team. Okay, sorry, scrum master coordinates the whole scrum process and team. Scrum master is the guy who is going to coordinate the whole scrum process and team. Okay, the difference between product owner and scrum master. Okay, product owner means what I said, that is enough. Now scrum master. Who is a scrum master? Scrum master coordinates the whole scrum process and the team, and scrum master is the lead of the scrum. Okay, and he can also holds the scrum master meeting. Okay, scrum master can held the meetings called as scrum meeting, and also he is the person who coordinates the whole scrum team and process. Okay, and scrum master is going to handle the scrum team means developers, testers, everyone will come under scrum master only. Scrum master is going to handle the scrum team. The scrum team means developers, either it will be testers or any one of your managers or someone. So those are all comes under scrum team, right? Scrum master is going to handle the scrum team. Scrum master is going to handle the scrum team. Inside the scrum team, team selects starting at top as much as it can commit to delivery by end of the delivery sprint. Okay, by end of the delivery sprint. And in this 1 month, each and every day we have a meeting that is called scrum meeting. In this 1 month, each and every day we can have, in this 1 month, each and every day we can have one meeting that is called scrum meeting. That is called scrum meeting. In this duration, that is 1 to 4 weeks sprint, scrum meeting every day. Okay, every day we can have scrum meetings, right? In this 1 month, each and every month, each and every day we have a meeting that is called as scrum meeting. In that meeting we can ask, we can discuss some three main question, and during iteration any obstacles occur. Okay, if there are any obstacles during this 1 month, scrum master is going to resolve all the obstacles, and he is not a manager and he is not a lead and he is not a BA also. Scrum master is a person who removes the obstacles during the iteration. If any obstacles occur, if you have any problems, scrum master is going to resolve all your issues. And scrum master is not your team lead, and scrum master is not your manager, and scrum master is not your business architect as well. And here what is a scrum team will have? Scrum team means these scrum members are going to make a product, right? Sorry, going to make a product, right? Scrum team is going to make a product. Scrum team, what is a scrum team here? Scrum team means these scrum members are going to make a product, responsible for designing, implementing and fixing bug of the product. So here developers will come, designers will come, architectures will come, and as a testers we will also comes under scrum team only, responsible for designing, implementing and fixing bug of the products. During the scrum team, who are all the involves the people? Developer will involve, designers will involve, architects will involve, as well as the testers also will involve here during this scrum team. And there is no team called developer, tester, they are all stay with the title called as scrum. There is no particular team like test team. During this scrum, agile scrum, there is no particular differentiation for each and every team. Once they are joining for that meeting, then that is called a scrum team. Either it is a developer or a tester or a designer or a architecture, those are all comes under scrum team only. Okay, scrum team typically Usually how many we can have? There is some algorithm called 7 plus or minus 2, whether it will be 7 plus 2 that is 9 or 7 minus 2 that is 5. In between 5 to 9 members will be present inside this scrum team. Okay, 5 is minimum and 5 is maximum. The main lead here is only this guy only. The scrum master is a lead of scrum team. Here iteration and delivery is 1 month. Okay, in the scrum 1 to 4 weeks duration is called as sprint. Okay, in a sprint we can call 1 to 4 week whatever we are having that sprint, right? I mean duration, right? That is called a sprint. 1 to 4 duration is called as sprint. 1 to 4 weeks duration is called as sprint. Here sprint planning meeting. Sprint planning meeting means what is called a sprint planning meeting here? When it will come? Here you can see sprint backlog is there. Then the product backlog contains all the stories regarding to the product. Here all the stories contains, I mean sprint backlog contains or product backlog contains all the stories regarding to that product. Not possible to execute all the stories in a sprint. For that you are take a 20 stories. With these 20 stories you are going to make a product in this sprint iteration or iteration. Okay, sprint planning meeting means the product backlog contains all the stories regarding to the product, right? Product backlog, what it is having? It will contain the information regarding that particular product, right? So and not possible to execute all the user stories at a time or in a single sprint. For that you have to take like 20 stories. With these 20 stories you are going to make a product in the sprint or iterative duration time. During this 1 to 4 weeks what we can have here, you are going to make a product. Within 1 month you are going to design at least 20 user stories. That is the final outcome for that sprint, right? At the time of taking these 20 user stories you have a meeting that is called sprint planning meeting. During this 1 to 4 week duration you are going to take all these 20 user stories to start your work. So that is called as sprint planning meeting. Okay, in this sprint planning meeting the product owner will give the stories according to his priority. Based upon product owner priority he is going to assign you the stories. Okay, based upon product owner's priority he is going to assign you the stories, right? Okay, and here also we have to do one thing, effort estimation time, that is POCR techniques. You need to provide the details of designing of test case execution, defect reporting, review. Okay, how much time to complete the user stories, like effort estimation time. Okay, for example if I am working on one user story which is having 20 test cases, I have to give some estimation of the time when I am going to complete. Okay, when I am going to design the test case, how much time it will take for the execution all the 20 test cases, and if there is any defects, how much time it will take for me to raise a defect, and how much time it will take me to get it resolved, and also how can I report that defect, and also how I am going to review if that defect got fixed, or if there is any defect which is available still the developer is already fixed. Okay, the user story provided to each and every team member. Here the user stories what is developed by product backlog, I mean product owner, those user stories is given by each and every given to each and every team member. Okay, and you have to provide this information in front of your scrum master. During your scrum meeting you have to mention, for example my manager, I mean for example my lead who took all the user stories from our product owner. So then my lead is going to distribute all the user stories. For example I am working with one user story that is called A. So in that user story I have almost 10 to 15 test cases. These 10 to 15 test cases related information I am going to discuss in front of my scrum master only. So okay, in front of my scrum master I have to tell him about what are the user stories I am currently working, is there any issues or not. Okay, then scrum meeting. Scrum meeting here, what is a scrum meeting? Scrum master will conduct the scrum meeting On each day of the sprint, the team holds a meeting that is called stand-up meeting or scrum meeting. Here you can see daily stand-up meeting is there, right? Scrum meeting is going to conduct by Scrum Master only on each day of sprint. Every day, 1 to 4 week sprint, Scrum meeting every day. Every day we can have this daily stand-up meeting, which is conducting by Scrum Master only. This time bound is almost 30 minutes, maximum to maximum 15 minutes. In the scrum, each member have to answer the following questions like, what did you do yesterday, what you will do today, during following the process are you facing any obstacles or not, right? So during this scrum meeting have to answer these three, like what I planned today to do and what I achieved on yesterday for the upcoming process, or during these 2 days, I mean during this current situation, is there any obstacles while you are doing your test cases, scripting or anything? If you have any issues, you have to address, okay, or any impediments inside your, I mean in front of your scrum master, you have to tell all these three at a time only. And sprint review, here you can see sprint review is there, right? So this is sprint review, 1 to 4 weeks according to user stories you are making a product, right? According to user stories you are making a product, that is 1 to 4 weeks sprint, right? That is called a one duration of a sprint. So here sprint review, after making complete product, like after 1 month you are completed that 1 month sprint, right? So after making of complete product, you need to explain the complete product in front of your product owner. You spend almost 1 to 4 weeks for that sprint, right? For one sprint you almost spended 1 to 4 weeks, means 30 days you spend for one sprint. So during these 30 days what you did and how many user stories you completed and what are all the obstacles if you faced, so those are all comes under sprint review meeting only. You have to tell him everything in front of him during this sprint review meeting. After this you need to deliver to the client the finished work, that is called as retrospective meeting. That is called as retrospective meeting, sprint retrospective meeting. During the sprint review we have to tell him about all during this 1 to 4 week sprint. If you have any issues or if you completed anything, is there any still, is there any pending from other people or something, we have to tell all this information in front of your scrum master only during this sprint review meeting. Once that is done, you need to deliver this product to the client. After this delivery we have a meeting called sprint retrospective meeting. This is a last meeting of the sprint. Once that is done, you have to deliver that to the client. Once if you deliver that product, then you can have one meeting called sprint retrospective meeting. In the sprint retrospective meeting we will discuss the following questions, including scrum masters and product owner also attend during this meeting. During this meeting scrum master will come as well as product owner also will be attended. Which meeting? That is sprint retrospective meeting. What are all the questions you can have here? Sorry, not like questions, what we are going to discuss it here. What went well during this 1 to 4 week sprint, what went wrong during this 1 to 4 week sprint, what could you do differently, means compared to others what you achieve differently than others. Okay, so these three we have to questions, we have to discuss all these three questions during this sprint retrospective meeting. Okay, whether that is a correct or not, that got passed or not. If the process is not correct, you need to discard the process and you are going to find out another process, right? You are following some process, is there any obstacles or enhancements, there are improvements or not. So likewise you have to discuss based upon these three questions only, that sprint retrospective will go throughout the meeting. Okay, so these all about sprint retrospective. Starting from product owner, who is a product owner, he is having all the rights to distribute the user stories, everything. So then okay, then there is a scrum team will be there where developer, tester, designers, architects and BA or testers will be available in that Scrum team. So that Scrum team, what they will do, so they will make a product for that duration 1 to 4 weeks, means 1 month will be available to make a product. Once that product is made by the Scrum team, so then the final once they delivered, so then they can have one meeting that is called sprint review meeting. Once that sprint review meeting is done, they can have one more meeting, that is sprint retrospective meeting. During this Scrum framework, you will have daily one meeting called, that is daily stand-up meeting or Scrum meeting. So there you have to answer the 3 questions: what you planned for the day, what you did yesterday, and is there any obstacles if you face during the following of the process. So these are all the stages we can have if you are following agile scrum framework methodology inside your company. So please try to explain in this way, so that interviewer will also know about you, how you are doing inside your project. Okay, so that's all it for now. So please do like and subscribe to our channel Selenium Tech Automation. It is the most very important interview question if you are attending as an experienced guy to any interview. Okay, so now what are all the things we discussed? Again we will recap. The first one is SDLC models. The first one is sequential and incremental models. Inside sequential, we can have waterfall model, V model. Inside incremental model, we can have V model, prototype model, agile model, and also spiral model, and also RAD model, right? So RAD model, I already told, and prototype model I already told, spiral model I already told, agile model also I already told. So these are all the models we can have. Nowadays every company is following agile methodology only. It is better to have at least 20 to 30% of knowledge about agile process, the companies which are following nowadays. So that's all it for now. So thank you so much. Thanks for visiting my channel Selenium Tech Automation. Please share this video to people, so that our video will suggest to few people. That will help me a lot. Thank you so much. Signing off, Selenium Tech Automation. We will meet with our next video. Thank you. Goodbye.